What it do with it, world? It's your minds and them, the toothless wonder, report from the Bamboozled Again News Network. And this is going to be part 2 of the absurdity of living in the reality of Babylonian culture, right? Just a few little points I seen, right? So I seen a clip of the rapper Trina, right? Hop on, I guess, somebody podcast and just freely just state, my husband, he give me all his money and he can't spend no money unless I say, just publicly humiliated this man. Made him look like the succotash man. You know what I'm saying? And she's still with him. What would possess you to do? Why would you divulge that? Even if that's the case, why would you just divulge that information to the world, to have the world looking at your husband like the succotash man? And there was no, like, guilt or, I went too far or anything. Like, said it proudly. Like, this is what everyone should aspire to be. Now, whatever, their situation, their relationship, whatever the case may be. But why would you say that? That's up there with, you know what I'm saying? Saying something to the effect of, I don't know, my husband give me catungalus or whatever you call that 4 times out the week. Even if that's the case, why are you telling everybody? What is your motive and intent for doing that? You know what I'm saying? Is it to shame, or I'm such a quote unquote, which I don't think is this, an alpha female, that I got this supposedly masculine looking man, but he submits all his finances to me and he can't spend no money unless I say so? This is the absurdity. Why would you marry someone who you feel comfortable humiliating? What does that say about you if you with this supposedly weak man? Why you, as whatever female you esteem yourself to be, why you don't have no strong mind? I don't understand, yo. Then I seen another jump. The one, I think y'all probably seen this from the woman. I guess it went viral or whatever. I don't know who she was, but she hops up on a podcast. I think that joint that the brother from Atlanta, Big Bank be on, Big Bank Black or something. She was talking about, I knew my husband was a simp when he married me knowing I had 3 kids. So instead of, in my mind, being appreciative, now you already know this, right? You still married a man, but you despise the man who's willing to take on you and your 3 children, and you look at him with disdain for him coming into your life and trying to be an asset and a benefit? The absurdity. But do they still say the same thing? Let's say it was Sam Sausage Head, right? And he finessed out a bunch of money. Would she say, oh, I knew he was a real one because I knew he was going to get over on me? Because that's typically what happens. This is wild, Jack. What's wrong with him, yo? And the thing to me is, they say it with such confidence, this has to be a spiritual issue because it doesn't make any mental sense. I understand, women are, to be the weaker vessel and they're more emotionally prone and so on and so forth. But this ain't no excuse, dude. Maybe women I don't see them doing none of that, even if it is the case. They got at least enough sense, respect to not air out, the person they with dirty laundry to the world to make you seem, I don't know what the purpose of that is. And then that just makes you look crazy to anybody with a sane, logical mind who's not Babylonian out. The man coming to you with a system and you look at him disparagingly because of your past decisions having 3 kids. So you despise the man coming to you for help. And you know he weak. Even if that's the case, why would you say that? So then, and the other brood to deal with you, he know that that's how you're going to look at it. So the only thing he can do with you, like you shot yourself in the foot. From later on, as she get older, and then it's going to want that, as they say, they hit the proverbial wall. Then you're going to want, but you go on record online saying, if any man deal with me, I know you're simp because I got 3 kids. So you're just alienated yourself from any potential assistance from a man in the future in a romantic sense. For some instant glory right now, for what? It ain't 15 minutes of fame no more. It's about what, 3? Then we quickly forget about it. Is it me, y'all? Yo, this is crazy, man. And I know there's got to be, like I did see a clip of I think it was a young sister. She was like 12 or 13, and she had invented some type of air system, and then they ended up, or she invented it, and then got put it in all the schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's black excellence, right? But it's a drop. Now I'm pretty sure it's out there, but maybe because of the false light, this is all we see, so we're more prone to look at that. And I know it's goodness out there, but is it even esteemed in the same way? Why isn't this young, well, I know why, but why isn't this young girl being interviewed and, you know what I'm saying, to inspire other young girls to be inventors, or, whatever the case may be. Every time you turn around on your world stars or whatever the case may be, there's always some black dysfunction, black people talking crazy, just the worst behavior, especially with our women. And it's not even that. Like, I know, other than maybe a few on social media, black women who don't engage in that behavior still don't call out the women who do. And I believe they may not do it, but they'll fight for the right for her to do it, even though it makes us all look bad. Who am I to judge? One of them type numbers. You know what I mean? The absurdity of this Babylonian reality. Man, I stays in there. I'm bottled water now. And it don't affect me, but just thinking about, like, how did we get here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the various agendas and, feminism and all that. But how was this able to take hold so greatly among the masses? Not just black women, Negroes too. Because every time I turn around, Negroes going out like the succotash man. Always saying, all this politically correct, and just not, it's so bad with the Ricky Schmott, like them Boule members, man. They men heaping fear on folk. If you the man, what is we gonna do then? If everything Ricky Smiley and D.L. Hughley, for the sake of argument, is true, right? And you're telling us be afraid. Okay, what do we do? Okay, we're afraid. So what do we do, D.L.? What do we do, Ricky Smiley? What are you gonna do if you so afraid? Granted, courage isn't the absence of fear; it's carrying on in spite of it. So in spite of all this fear these Negro men are peddling, that is hypothetical fear, mythology fear, what are we supposed to do? Just be in fear. Just be. And if our quote unquote leaders are in fear, what does that mean for everybody else? If they, what they saying is true. So we just done with. That's it. Show's over. Pull the cord, wind the cords up, close the curtain. That's it. That's why I keep going back to this. The leadership ain't leading. The inspiration ain't inspiring. Those in power are powerless. The women don't want to be wise. The men don't want to be men. It was so crazy. Just last year, we couldn't even describe. There were intellectual debates online about what is a man and what is a woman. Something that has been established up until a year ago throughout the annals of history since human beings have been recorded on Earth. And now all of a sudden, going by their calendar, 2,024 years later, now we're mystified to something that has existed for 2,024 years. Now all of a sudden, we don't know what it is. I was talking to somebody else. I said, now me as a black man, if I wanted to go to school and talk to kids, I would have so many hoops to jump through, background checks, references. Okay, cool, it's around kids, you know what I'm saying? But me being who I am, right, if I put on a dress and some mascara and some lipstick and say I want to talk to the kids, come on in. It's so crazy how they're putting it in the crock pot, right, on slow simmer of creating this environment where pedophilia is normalized. In the town I grew up in, the policeman, I think he was on the sheriff's department, he got caught sleeping with 2 high school girls in his squad car on duty. And that man got a slap on the wrist. And then he'll probably go underground, and then he'll just go work for another police department somewhere else, It's so amazing how I just watched the new breed jump about the social media influencer woman, right? She put out hits on 3 or 4 different people. The feds was on her. You understand me? And when she got sentenced, she only got 10 years for 3 to 4 attempted murder, attempted unalivings for hire, conspiracy, all that, and only got 10 years. I darn near get more than that if I miss about 3, 4 payments on child support. I'm up there around, you know what I'm saying? Huh? Yo, at the old job, I gotta keep going back to these Bamas, right? The dude over top of the teacup dude here that I know who run the facility, he's under active investigation for trafficking Suboxone. And he not in jail. All the gross negligence, all the ethical violations that everybody in this town know about, but I'm hard pressed to get any of these oversight agencies to look into him. I'm thinking he done paid these people off because we're in the land of corruption. You know what I'm saying? It's insane. Meanwhile, I gotta jump through hoops just to prove my child lived with me. And she there now. But won't nobody go check under the threat of perjury and civil and criminal consequences. I keep saying the same thing, but nobody will check to see if I'm lying though. But the other party can just call these people, say some stuff, and they go for it. I ain't even mad. I'm just detailing the chicanery. I was just talking to old school dude I know at the gas station. I said, man, I know he got some sweet potatoes. That's why I call it money. I said, man, you ever thought about, just leaving the country, yeah? I mean, what's really here for you? You know what I'm saying? At this stage in the game. If you can, I would, bro. This is mad whack attack. Your food all jacked up. You know what I'm saying? They got what the organic or the healthy aisle in the grocery store. That's like, think about it. They got one aisle that's healthy or organic. What is the rest of the store then? That's why I don't believe Trump. It sounds good, but there's no way for him to clean up the food supply. How? How do you enforce that? How do you make sure these various, maybe through OSHA or the FDA or whatever the case? But then ultimately to do that, wouldn't you have to kind of I don't want to say dismantle, but wouldn't you have to do a total overhaul of the Food and Drug Administration? How much money that gonna cost? Just like with the deportation. Unless you create some Nazi Germany kind of situation, all the illegals over here, you can't get them out of here now. Where you gonna put them at? The jail full with Negroes. Where you gonna put them at? How you gonna bust them out of here? I don't know, man. I guess same way they bust them in. You know what I'm saying? But then that'll have a negative effect on, because all them employed, they've been doing that about 20 years. Whoever do construction and this, that, and the third, and woo-woo. Because I ain't doing it. I'm tell you that now. I'll help my homeboy build something, but I'm not going to work for these company, man. Unless they up the sweet potato, but that's another thing. These corporations, the corporate takeover of Earth. People do all the work. They barely make it. Man, you hard place to get a raise. Look, you get a $2 raise on your job, they're going to put about $200,000 worth of more responsibility on you. People. Look, I got one for y'all, right? So when I was back in Baltimore, I talked about this. There was this MRM program where they give you money, to get certain stuff done, get work boots, bus pass, you can get your teeth fixed, all that, right? I come to discover I didn't get all the money I didn't even get a tenth, right? So the dude in charge of it, so I bring it up to the homies, right? Now, mind you, on a rehab salary, every other month, this man taking a vacation to Europe, Mexico, this, that, and the third. How's you able to take all these, and I don't think it's wife work, how's you able to take all these vacations all over Earth, Greece, and whatnot, every other month as a staff member on a rehab salary? Unless you dipping in the sweet potatoes. Can't get nobody to look to him, and all the people that I'm cool with, they cool with him, so they ain't gonna tell me nothing. Here's what I'm discovering, yo. I'll come to this epiphany. And brother Intuitive Anthony talked about this a little bit. Whereas though, I think people are becoming aware that I know stuff that I don't even know I know yet. But I must be on the track. Cause I got the homeboy who be with all these people. But when I ask him about him, he was like, man, I don't know. But then the next day, you post 17 pictures with the same people who you say you don't know nothing about. And then, like I said on here before, ask them a simple, direct question and watch them take you to Pluto. Man, I asked you about all that. It wasn't even no complicated question I asked you. This is like the P. Diddy principle. You know what I'm saying? All them people around Diddy, they had to know what was going on. But for the benefit or the social attachment or where they think the social attachment can take them or the path it can put them on, they'll overlook some stuff. That's why I couldn't stay at the old job. Because let's say something hypothetically happened. Now you see, just like in Hollywood, everybody going underground, they leaving the country, they faking heart attacks at the church service. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went silent. But last year, y'all was, it was 20,000 of y'all all together with the man. Now all y'all done turn into mutes. Cat got y'all tongue now. Now y'all dipping out the country and all this here, man. You gotta be real careful about who you align yourself with, especially these social groupings. Now I see all these social groupings in your community, job, wherever else it may be at, you know, hobby-wise. There's a social grouping, and then there's a subculture within the social grouping. That's why if you notice, like on that one movie, what was that, Minister Society or South Central, where the dude was talking about he gonna play football, and he said they picked Negroes for that. You ain't gonna make it to no league. You have to have certain character, or they got to see something in you in order to ingratiate you in. Just like, I don't know, them secret societies or the Masons or whatever. You might get referred, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you're on the bottom rung. Not realizing these people testing you the whole time. And based on how you respond to these tests, that respond how far up you go. That's why I wonder, like, all throughout my life, I might, been on a sports team or in the street, but I was always like that. Even though I'm in it, I'm always kind of like the outsider. I kind of got my own feng shui inside of the grouping. And now I'm not a part of none of them groupings. Don't talk to them people. None of that. And they still doing all the same old stuff. But here's what happened, like Cat Williams talking about, who I think he's part of that mob too. He just might be, the heel if it's, WWE kind of style. Well, because I've been around them, I know what they hitting for. Then you'll notice this agenda or the smear campaign against you to knock your credibility, even though they can't find nobody who say you done lied to them. But don't believe him, though. Like I was talking about on here, I threw me and my homeboy talking stuff, right, on Facebook, right? And then whereas though, he said, man, hook me up, right? Because we live in different geographical areas. So I said, you serious, right? He said, yeah. So I tagged the person in it, put him in the pocket. He turned into Harold Melvin without the blue notes. I'm looking at my phone like, what is this man talking about? Man, be you. Oh, he turned to Russell Wilson or Shakespeare. I grabbed my forehead. But talking to me, you go hard, you. You know what I'm saying? Then, days pass, couple weeks or whatever. I'm just, now, mind you, I don't know these people. They on his thread. So I'm just in there shucking and jiving with them. He make a statement talking about, oh, don't listen to him. Da-da-da. Dry, dirty maggot. Now, I ain't even on that type of time. I'm just in here funning online. But what would possess you to make that statement? The absurdity. Mind you, you asked me. I got clarification and instantly threw you the alley-oop. I ain't even got the ball and you already trying to block my shot that I ain't even put up yet. Ain't that about? Boy, they wild in the paint, boy. Boy, these some wild characters out here, boy. When I don't get mad and stuff like that or frustrated, boy, man, it's actually funny, boy. Man, these folk is comical. Just like when them people's raging out over Kamala losing and smashing their head on their steering wheel and running into the wall. But it's going to be all right, though. The person you wanted elected is in power now, yo. Why are you doing all that, yo? Be easy, Water. Be easy. She in power now. We ain't even heard nothing from her. She done went back into the shadows. We ain't see her for 3.5 years. Then she come out and say a whole bunch of nothing. Lose. Now we can't find her again. Where's she at? But this is who y'all fighting for? The person we can't even find now? Who's still in charge? Or second in command, yo? But let them tell I'm crazy, though. You feel me? Yep. You know what? I am crazy. I'm crazy enough not to be like y'all. And where's that going to get me, yo? At the end of all this, yo, what is the end game to this? Destruction. Man, I'm trying to preserve out here. And a lot of that got to do with, keeping my peace, not being around a whole bunch of monkey stuff, man. Everybody on monkey, they say demon type, everybody on monkey time, man. Every time I talk to my, it's always another monkey story, yo. It's not like, yo, I enrolled in the community college, or yeah, I got this new skill. Man, it took me a minute, but I just bought this home. Amongst the people I know, none of that. Everybody getting together, getting drunk, and fighting every weekend, but then acting like they cool. You know what I'm saying? Or you go around folk and they talking about the next man, but won't offer the man no assistance. Like 50 Cent said, it seemed like they like you better when you effed up and ashy. But then, you strive and do whatever over a period of time. Now you stuck up. Now you acting funny. Now I'm just on a different vibration. I'm on a different type of time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in that space and been in it for a minute. Whereas though, I got people that ain't did nothing to me, but I'm just on such a different vibration. It really doesn't do anything for me mentally, spiritually, otherwise, to be around these people because they still talking the same stuff they've been talking for 10 years. It's so crazy. I think SRBG talked about this, like these various programs. I could go away for 5 years, and if I want to find somebody from my past, I know exactly where they at without having to have their phone number. I haven't seen a whole lot of, not even just change, but the desire for change, the struggle for change. I'm like this, yo. You try to do something different, so you don't know what you're doing. You figure it out as you go. At least that's what happened with me, right? I see you trying to fail. Darn, that brother tried, though. I don't even see folk trying no more. You know what I see them do? Trying to run their mouth to distract you from the fact that you ain't see them do none of the stuff they talking about. Words are powerful, but talk has always been cheap. And I got to get back to the business, y'all. I'm going to leave y'all on that note. Cover your six. One love.